Alright, so this is going to be a little dark. I finally made it to camp. I worked a 12-hour shift, and then I had a 6-hour drive out to South Dakota here. It is now 12:08 in the morning, so about 1 o'clock in the morning my time, so about a 21-hour day at this point. But gonna catch a little bit of sleep here and see what the morning brings. As of right now, the plan is go drive around, scout a little bit. Pulled in a camp here and there is a ton of people. A little bit worried about the pressure, but guess we'll just have to see what happens. Alright, it's day one. I didn't sleep very good last night. I am pretty wiped this morning. I slept in a little later than I wanted to. I'm going to make a quick cup of coffee and we're going to get this hunt started.
So here's the deal. I know this is going to sound like crap because it's windy and I don't have the mic on here, but I'm on my first stalk of the trip. I've got one doe that I'm kind of chasing here. The wind isn't in my favor. She's walking her fence line right along some private land, and my wind is going to blow right to her, so I got about a half a mile ahead of her. Now I'm trying to pick her up again. I don't know if she saw me and spooked out of here, but it's starting to rain too, so this is fun. She might buzz me, but once I get close enough, looks like it'll be alright.
First stalk of the day. There's just going to be a quick in and out after this doe here. Turned out to be about a 3-miler. Had to walk in a ways to get the wind where I needed it to be. Made a move on her. She didn't move as much as I had hoped, so I didn't really need to walk in as far as I did. But yeah, when I got up to where she was, I kept an eye on her, saw her 3-4 times throughout the stalk. She stayed in that same spot, and I don't know if she spotted me when I was crossing a few dead spaces where I didn't have any cover, or if she spooked out with some mule deer that ran by her when I was making my final little move. But still got time, it's just the first day. Alright, stalk number 2. Had a buck cross the road in front of me here. Try to get around in front of him. I got a lot of ground to cover and he was hauling some ass. You're not gonna be able to see him, but there he is. How can I get around him? update. I'm back at camp now, grabbing a quick bite to eat and gonna make a cup of coffee. That last stalk I was on, I had only seen 4 or 5 of the antelope that were there, and I think I got a little antsy and tried to force a move, and there was 3 more that I wasn't aware of that spooked out the whole group, so just gotta be more patient, I guess.
This is quite possibly the dumbest thing ever. But it hasn't spooked the antelope yet. He's curious, but he's not moving. So we'll just keep pushing and see how close we can get. We're getting closer. I think they're a little suspicious though, as they should be. Alright, so here's the situation. Walking back to my truck from putting a half-ass stock on these. There's another one walking the fence line right, like it was 50 yards from my truck. I've got my wind blowing right to him, so I don't think this is gonna go well, but we'll see what happens.
Alright, that was another hit the bed kind of stock. I didn't expect anything to work there. Found a group of 6 or 7, couple of bucks, couple of does. Didn't have a good route to them, so I decided, screw it, I'll just hide behind the decoy and basically got an antelope on the road staring at me. So yeah, when we're watching this guy, it's basically just hiding behind my decoy. This guy's gonna walk right up to me. Alright, that is a wrap for day 1. Put on about 5 or 6 stocks. I'm pretty beat today. I'm gonna be making some food and probably hitting the hay pretty early tonight. But all in all, good day. Still really don't have a plan on what I'm gonna do tomorrow, but probably just gonna wing it again. Alright, it's second morning here. It's about 48 degrees right now. It's a little chilly. Not sure still what my plan is going to be. I think I'm just going to go drive around and do some more looking. I think there's a few more hunters in the area now. Some of the people in the campsite left, but a bunch more came in yesterday. Talked to a couple of guys. There's a couple of guys that are deer hunting. There's still a few guys that are pronghorn hunting, so I guess we'll just see how it goes.
Now for my second
stock of the day. Like complete rookie, I forgot both my cameras on my last one. Back on some truss land. Spotted a couple over about 900 yards off the road, but I had a good drainage to follow. Got within about 100 yards, popped up out of the drainage, ran out of cover basically. Started belly crawling behind some sagebrush. Got within probably 90 yards. Then a second antelope that I didn't see stood up and saw me and ran over to the other one. And they both kind of had a 10-minute stare down with me. They took a few steps toward me, got down to about 80, 82 yards, something like that. And they took off. Yeah, let's see how the second one goes.
So I've got them about 200 yards away right now, but they're down in a valley. I have no good way to get to them. It's hot. I don't know if you guys can see them yet, but I see your water, see which way they move. The wind is kind of swirling up here, so about 120 out. Absolutely no cover. Low crawling with an arrow knocked. It's gonna be a bitch. Mother. There they go.
Probably hour and a half long stock on two doe here. Belly crawled for about 200 yards, got within, it was between 50 and 60. The angle that I was at, I couldn't get an exact distance with my rangefinders because of all the brush and everything, but it's frustrating. It's getting better, but it's frustrating. that's gonna put a wrap on day 2. After that stock where I got into the 50-60 yards of those 2 pronghorn where I belly crawled there, walked back to my truck and was trying to look at some of the footage. Happened to look over and there was 6 or 7 pronghorn sitting on a water hole, but I had absolutely zero chance of putting a stock on them. The original plan was to come back there in the morning and set up a ground blind bright and early, but I did some driving around and found a separate water hole. From camp here, it's about 55 minutes away, maybe an hour, maybe a little longer, I don't know. It's 55 miles down a gravel road, and I saw zero sign of hunters back there. So yeah, I saw 2 pronghorn on a water hole down there, so I figure I'm gonna go big or go home, and I'm gonna go set up down there since there might not be as much pressure. Did see a pretty nice buck about a mile away from where I plan on setting up, so maybe he'll come pay me a visit in the morning, but I'm not picky about what I shoot this year at all. Yeah, came back to camp a little early so I can get all my ground blind stuff all organized, and it's gonna be early to bed tonight and probably a 4 o'clock wake up tomorrow. We'll see. Spot is all the cows that I'm hearing a few hundred yards behind me. I don't want to have a sequel to my last trip out here. The cows come out here and they just stick around. I'm gonna bail. I've got another spot I can get out to. And on the water hole that I found yesterday. So I do have a backup plan. I just hope I don't have to keep moving around. It is now about 10:30. Been sitting since 6:15, something like that. Hopefully with the heat kicking up today, they'll be coming to drink. And I'm hoping my gamble here pays off. It is now 2 o'clock. Have yet to see an antelope. I see my cow friend is coming back. He seems to be thirsty. Antelope sure don't. I'm starting to think I really screwed the pooch. I'm pretty sure I made the wrong decision by coming out here now, but I'm here and I'm gonna stay here until I have to tap out. It's about 95 degrees in this blind right now. Should be about the hottest part of the day right now, but we'll see. Frustrating. All right, well that pretty much ends my 2021 antelope season. I'm heading out to my truck right now, just tore down the blind a little bit before sunset. There's a couple more spots I want to check out on my way back to camp and maybe get lucky, but don't have real high hopes. Not the way I wanted to end the season, that's for sure, but there's always next year.